Why Panchakarma needs 2-3 weeks, not 5 days.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our next session. Today we have a very interesting topic. Why does Panchakarma actually take 2 to 3 weeks? In a world where everybody wants a quick fix, this actually feels like a really long time. So let's talk to Dr. Sandeep and ask him from his Ayurvedic perspective, why does Panchakarma take this much time? So, Sandeep, could you tell us why Ayurveda needs us 2 to 3 weeks for a healing time?
Yes, that's a good question because most chronic diseases actually begin at least 5 to 10 years before their first symptom appears. When patients develop fatigue, digestive issues, joint pain, or hormonal imbalances, they usually believe the disease has recently started. But in reality, the imbalance has been building silently inside the body for years. So when people ask why Panchakarma programs often take 2 to 3 weeks, the answer is very simple. If the body took years to lose its balance, it cannot realistically regain that balance in just a few days. That is the logic behind traditional Panchakarma therapy.
That's very interesting because in modern medicine, we generally diagnose a disease only when symptoms happen. So, according to your Ayurvedic perspective, what actually happens before the symptoms develop?
So Ayurveda describes disease as a gradual disturbances in the body's internal balance. In classical texts, disease is explained as progressing through several stages before symptoms become obvious. So initially the signs are very subtle, like certain symptoms like a slow or weak digestion, sleep becomes very irregular, energy starts to fluctuate, and even stress tolerance level starts to reduce. Sometimes even there are weight changes happening. At this stage, the body is already struggling internally, but because the symptoms are mild, most people ignore them. Over time, the imbalance spreads deeper into tissues and organs. Eventually, it manifests as a chronic problem, such as a digestive disorder or inflammatory disease, even a metabolic disturbance, or some cases hormonal imbalances and joint pain. So by the time a patient seeks treatment, the imbalance has often been present for years.
That makes sense, especially with the current modern lifestyles. Stress, irregular food habits, and poor sleep patterns are very common today.
Exactly. Modern lifestyle places the body in a constant stress-driven state because your late night eating or processed food, excessive screen exposure, and lack of poor rest. All this disrupts the body's natural biological rhythm. This weakens digestion and metabolism and keeps the nervous system in a continuous alert mode. So over time, this can lead to chronic inflammation, metabolic disorders, even digestive diseases. In Ayurveda, this is understood as disturbances of digestive fire and systemic balance. So when digestion becomes weak, the body cannot properly process nutrients or eliminate metabolic waste. This gradually affects multiple systems in the body.
So actually, many people think that Panchakarma is just a detox therapy, but it seems to be much more beyond that in terms of structure.
Yes, Panchakarma is often misunderstood as a simple detoxification program, but in the reality, it's a therapeutic process designed to restore your metabolic balance. So classical Ayurvedic text describes Panchakarma as a sequence of therapies that prepare the body to eliminate accumulated toxins and then rebuild your digestive strength. So there are 3 important phases involved in this. The first one is the preparation where therapies help mobilize your accumulated toxins from the deeper tissue. The second part is elimination where the toxins are expelled through specific cleansing therapies like Vasti or Videchana. And third is restoration where digestion and metabolism are strengthened so that the imbalances does not return again. So this step-by-step process is what makes Panchakarma this effective.
That explains why these treatments take a few weeks than a few days.
So yes, because the body needs time to reset its biological systems. So during Panchakarma, several processes happen very gradually. Digestive strength improves, your metabolic toxins are mobilized and eliminated, and even inflammation in tissues begins to reduce. And also you can see your nervous system shifting from a stress-dominated state into a more recovery state. So short therapies can provide relaxation. Deep physiological correction requires sustained treatments. That is why classical Panchakarma programs normally extend over 2 to 3 weeks.
Another thing people see is improved digestion and better sleep after Panchakarma. Why does that happen?
Because two major systems improve at the same time, the digestive system and the nervous system. Chronic diseases rarely involve just one organ. For example, chronic joint pain may involve inflammation, digestive toxins, and nervous system sensitivity. Again, hormonal imbalances may involve metabolic stress, poor sleep, and digestion dysfunction. So Panchakarma works by addressing the entire system and not just one symptom. Also, your therapies, diet regulation, movement, and relaxation, all this together helps to restore your internal balance. That is why the results are often deeper and more sustainable.
So this 2 to 3 week Panchakarma program is not just for relaxation, but it is indeed giving time for your body to restore the energy.
Very true. Because healing begins when digestion improves, toxins are eliminated, and the nervous system returns to its balance. So sometimes the body simply needs the time and the right therapies and the right environment. It will slowly recover naturally. And that is the deeper philosophy behind Panchakarma.
Thank you everyone for joining us. Hoping to see you all for our next session.
Book your consultation today at 954 448 8333 and start your healing journey. Follow on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify.